Hello everyone, my name is Spooks and today we'll take a look at 11 scary videos. But before we begin, make sure to subscribe to my channel for more scary content. Alright, with that said, let's begin. This next video comes to us from the TikTok account WV Paranormal and features a piece of home security camera footage recorded on September 4th, 2024 at 3:37 in the morning. At first, the camera captures nothing more than a quiet backyard with a swimming pool. Everything appears perfectly still. Then, without warning, a strange figure emerges from the darkness and slowly makes its way toward the edge of the pool. After reaching the pool, it places what appears to be its hands on the rim and pauses for a moment, almost as if it's looking around the yard. Then, rather than turning around, the figure slowly backs away before disappearing into the darkness. The way it moves is what really stands out. Its posture and movements don't immediately resemble the way most people would normally walk, making the footage all the more unsettling. Of course, there could be a more ordinary explanation. Given the distance and the limitations of the night vision camera, it's entirely possible the figure is simply a person, or maybe even an animal, whose appearance and movements are being distorted by the image quality. Unfortunately, no follow-up was ever posted explaining what, if anything, was discovered afterward, leaving the encounter unresolved. Was this simply someone wandering into the yard in the middle of the night, or did the camera capture something far more unusual? I'll leave this one up to you to decide. This next video was uploaded to YouTube back in July of 2009 and was reportedly filmed in Belém, Pará, Brazil. According to the uploader, he was home alone with nothing to do, so he began taking a few photos around the house before eventually deciding to record some video instead. While walking through one of the bedrooms, something completely unexpected happens. At around the 30-second mark, one of the cupboard doors suddenly swings open on its own, causing the uploader to panic and run from the room before ending the recording. In the description of the video, he explains that after sharing what happened, many people in his life laughed at him and refused to believe his story. Even so, he insists the incident was completely genuine. Then again, it's also possible that the entire thing was staged. With no way to independently verify what happened before the recording began, a hoax can't be completely ruled out. Whatever the truth may be, the uploader's reaction is certainly memorable and has helped keep the video circulating online for well over a decade. Was this a genuine paranormal encounter or an old-school internet hoax? I'll leave that for you to decide. On October 1st, 2025, a TikTok user known as FabbyKme posted a video claiming they experienced something deeply unsettling inside their home. The uploader explains that while sitting in the house one day, they suddenly heard what sounded like their alarm going off. According to them, however, it wasn't actually their alarm at all. Instead, they believed the sound was coming from what is known in paranormal folklore as a mimic. Take a look. As the alarm-like sound continues, another unsettling detail becomes visible. If you look carefully toward the upper right corner of the doorway, you can make out what appears to be a tall, dark figure peeking around the frame. Then, just before the video ends, the figure slowly retreats back out of sight, making the moment even more unsettling. Of course, another possibility is that the figure was deliberately placed there as part of a staged video. Given how clearly it's positioned in the doorway, a hoax can't be ruled out. Whether the uploader really encountered something unexplained or simply created a convincing scare is impossible to know from the footage alone. Was this really a mimic lurking inside the house or just a cleverly staged video? I'll let you decide. Over on Reddit, a user shared a video that begins like an ordinary night out with a friend before suddenly taking a very unexpected turn. At the start of the footage, one of the men is talking while the other records. Everything seems perfectly normal, until this happens.
Pues no hay pedo. Oye, loco, ¿qué es lo que se ve ahí atrás del palo, güey? ¡Eso, güey! ¡Loco, corre! ¡Otra! ¡Otra, güey! ¡Búscalo! ¡Otra! ¡El perro, güey! ¡Búscalo! ¡El perro! ¡Otra! ¡No me dejó el foco! ¿Dónde está? Espérate, no, espérate. Loco, ¿dónde?
Out of nowhere, a small humanoid figure suddenly sprints across the area at incredible speed, catching both men completely off guard. Rather than running away, they immediately give chase, trying to catch up with the strange figure. Despite their efforts though, it quickly pulls away and disappears into the darkness. One of the most common theories is that the figure could be a pombero, a legendary creature from Guarani folklore that's deeply rooted in the cultures of Paraguay, northeastern Argentina, southern Brazil, and surrounding regions. The pombero is often described as a small, elusive humanoid known for appearing unexpectedly before vanishing just as quickly. It's interesting to compare traditional depictions of the pombero with what appears in the video, as there are some similarities. At the same time, it's entirely possible the figure is simply a person running through the area, with the darkness and low video quality making them appear much more unusual than they actually are. Whether this is an encounter with a creature of folklore or simply a case of mistaken identity is impossible to know from the footage alone. What do you make of this? On October 3rd, 2025, a TikTok user known as Mosh Mob uploaded a video from inside his home in Appalachia after repeatedly hearing a strange sound outside during the night. Take a listen. Throughout the video, eerie whistling can be heard coming from somewhere outside the house. At one point, Mosh Mob even turns the camera toward himself to show that he isn't making the sound, leaving him just as confused as everyone watching. A short while later, he uploaded a second video from the same room after hearing more unusual activity. This time, something can actually be seen. Right around here, if you look carefully outside, you can make out what appears to be a tall figure walking across the property before disappearing from view just a few seconds later. Many people in the comments believed the combination of the mysterious whistling and the figure pointed toward a skinwalker, though it's worth noting that skinwalkers originate from Navajo folklore rather than Appalachian folklore. A more grounded possibility is that the figure was simply another person walking outside, while the whistling may have come from an animal or someone nearby. With only these 2 short videos to go on, it's impossible to know exactly what was happening. Whether these clips captured something genuinely unusual or not, they certainly make for an unsettling late night watch. What explanation makes the most sense to you? For this next entry, we're taking a look at another recently released UAP video, this one designated DOW UAP PR049. According to the accompanying report, the footage was recorded in 2026 and comes from the Department of the Army. What makes this video especially interesting is how it begins. The sensor is initially locked onto what appears to be a conventional aircraft flying through the area. Then something unexpected enters the frame. The aircraft can be seen near the center of the screen, while over on the right, a second object suddenly appears. Unlike the aircraft, this object looks like 2 bright points of light positioned very close together. Shortly afterward, the sensor leaves the aircraft behind and begins tracking the unidentified object instead. For nearly 2 full minutes, the camera continues following the object as it moves through the sky. Its unusual appearance and the fact that it became the focus of the sensor are what make this footage particularly intriguing. At no point does it resemble the aircraft the camera was originally tracking. Of course, that doesn't necessarily mean the object is extraordinary. It's entirely possible we're looking at a conventional aircraft or another object that simply appears unusual because of the imaging system or viewing angle. Still, it's easy to see why this footage has generated so much discussion among people interested in UAPs. As always, make up your own mind. On December 26, 2022, a TikTok user known as KittyK38 uploaded a video showing a strange incident that allegedly took place inside her bedroom. She explains that she and her husband were simply relaxing for the evening when they suddenly noticed something unusual happening across the room. Take a look.
Hon, what is that? Okay, God. Oh my God.
Okay,
Oh my
okay.
God. Oh my God.
I'm gonna go look.
These are the new closet doors, guys. The new closet doors that we just installed. Oh my God. Okay. Nothing. Nothing in the closet. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Be careful.
Okay, no.
Okay, so clearly installing these doors, as you guys can see, we're still dealing with whatever is in our bedroom closet.
As you can see, one of the cabinet doors begins shaking back and forth all on its own, while both Kitty and her husband watch in disbelief. According to Kitty, the cabinet had only recently been installed, making the movement even harder for her to explain. Eventually, her husband decides to investigate for himself. He walks over to the cabinet, opens the door, and carefully checks inside, but doesn't appear to find anything that could have caused it. Another possibility, of course, is that the entire incident was staged, Since we only see the footage from one angle, there's no way to completely rule out a hoax. Without any follow-up or additional evidence, it's difficult to know exactly what happened in that bedroom. Perhaps you can come up with an explanation I haven't thought of. Reddit user Fuzzman02 shared a video that he says was accidentally recorded while camping in the mountains of Vermont. The clip doesn't provide much context, and it's unclear exactly what he was filming at the time. At first glance, everything appears completely normal, but if you keep watching, out of nowhere, what appears to be a pale figure can be seen moving through the darkness before disappearing just as quickly as it appeared. The encounter only lasts a moment, but it's enough to make you do a double take. One of the most popular comparisons made by viewers is that the figure resembles a Fresno nightcrawler, a cryptid often described as a small, pale humanoid with unusually long legs and little to no visible upper body. Looking at the footage, it's easy to see why so many people have made that connection. Of course, without any additional footage or context, it's impossible to say with certainty what was actually captured that night. Whatever the figure may have been, it certainly left behind a memorable clip. Maybe you'll spot something in the footage that everyone else has missed. This next video was posted to TikTok by a user known as Swamp642, who also shared some interesting context about what led up to the recording. According to the uploader, quote, "No one lives in the house down the road from me, but the owners keep the lights on for some reason," end quote. One night while taking out the garbage, he says he noticed what looked like someone standing beyond the tall grass that separates the two properties. At first, he thought he was imagining things, but just to be sure, he grabbed his sister and their daughters. That's when they made a disturbing discovery.
What the fuck is that? Keep going! Keep going! Why are you stopping? Why are you stopping?
Standing perfectly still inside the shed is what appears to be a person with their back turned toward the group. The uploader later wrote, quote, "Apparently whatever it was, or whoever it was, really was standing there watching me. I'm so freaked out," end quote. The figure never appears to acknowledge the group or move at all, making the entire encounter feel strangely unsettling. It's entirely possible they simply stumbled across another person standing inside the shed. Even so, if the property really was supposed to be vacant, it raises an obvious question. What were they doing there in the middle of the night? Unfortunately, no follow-up was ever posted explaining who the mysterious person was or why they were there. Sometimes the creepiest mysteries don't need a paranormal explanation. This next video is one I actually featured on my channel many years ago, but I thought it was worth revisiting since many viewers have probably never seen it before. Originally uploaded to YouTube in November of 2011 by a man named Tim, the video documents an exploration of an abandoned house that he and two friends had been hearing stories about for nearly a year. According to local rumors, the property was supposedly used by satanic worshippers to perform rituals. Curious to find out whether there was any truth to the stories, the group decided to investigate for themselves. The house itself is certainly eerie, but the most unsettling moment doesn't happen until much later in the video. Take a look.
Hey.
Yeah, guys, we gotta go, man. We gotta go.
Well.
Do you hear that? Oh my God! Go! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh, please help me. Okay, you gotta go. The door's locked. Get open! There's scratches. Go. Help! What's happening? Get off! What's going on? Hang on. What's... John?
Get off!
What? Dude. Okay. Did you hear that? Fuck. Oh my god. Oh shit. Who is it? Who is it? John. Oh my god. Go! Guys, I'm sorry.
It's fine.
John.
Let's go home.
John.
Let's go home. Leave me alone.
As the group continues exploring, the sound of what appears to be an accordion suddenly echoes through the building. Moments later, another strange rattling noise startles them, prompting all three to run for the exit. During the frantic escape, one of Tim's friends, John, is reportedly attacked by something they can't identify before the group finally makes it back to their car and leaves the property behind. Thankfully, John wasn't seriously injured, and all three made it home safely. Whether the strange sounds and the alleged attack were genuine or not is difficult to determine from the footage alone. Even so, it's one of those older exploration videos that's remained memorable for many years because of how chaotic and unsettling the encounter feels. Would you have kept exploring, or would you have turned around the moment you heard the accordion? We're ending today's countdown with another recently released UAP video from the United States Department of War website. Designated DOW UAP PR059, the footage was reportedly captured in 2020 by an infrared sensor aboard a US military platform, before later being uploaded to a classified network in 2024, and eventually released as part of the recent document disclosure. Take a look. For much of the recording, the object appears as a bright elongated shape moving through the frame, but about halfway through the footage, it begins to take on a much more unusual appearance. From certain angles, the object almost seems to resemble a humanoid figure. Whether that's because the object itself changes shape, or simply because of the viewing angle is difficult to say, but it's certainly one of the more unusual looking UAP videos in the recent release. As with many of the videos released by the Department of War, there's very little context available, making it difficult to draw any firm conclusions. Depending on your perspective, this could be something genuinely unusual, or there could be a perfectly ordinary explanation that simply isn't obvious from the footage. Either way, it's a fascinating clip to end today's countdown on. After seeing all of today's videos, which one stood out to you the most? And that was 11 scary videos. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, then subscribe for more scary content. My name is Sir Spooks, and I'll see you all in the next video.